trust me, I've seen
things.
I've seen things. It's not been good.
Well, we're taking it easy and we're feeling fine. Doing a little stitching here on Island Time. If you get in a hurry, well, it's not a crime. But won't you come and join us on Island Time?
Hello, FlossTube. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Mallory Bosse, and this is my mom, Lori Millsap.
Hi, everybody.
Together, we are stitching on Island Time, and we are coming to you today, March 24th, 2026. Roaring into March, we have had a very busy month, and I'm sure you have too. So thank you for stopping by. If you're new here, welcome, and if you've come back, welcome back. We're going to be talking a little bit about our cross stitch, as well as some of the other things that we like to make. I've been baking a lot this month, cakes and cookies, as well as knitting and crocheting. So stick around with us. We're going to be going through first our cross stitch stuff. So if you want to hang around for the other stuff, you got to make it to the end.
Except that she always lets me start with Quilt of the Day.
That's true.
So I'm going to start with Quilt of the Day, and then we'll catch you up a little bit on what's been going on in our life. This is Lupine and Laughter. It was the release at the end of the year from Bonnie Hunter of Quiltville. We do this every year with her that we can. I skip every third year or so just because the holidays are so busy. But my best friend Joyce and I love to make the Quiltville mystery quilts that comes out on Black Friday. The first clue is always released, and then you get one clue a week all through the holiday season until usually right around New Year's or just after you get the full reveal. So Joyce and I go on a retreat that happens over Martin Luther King Jr. weekend, and we meet each other there. And so we just try to have all the pieces ready when we get there so that we can sew ours together, which is super fun.
That is fun.
And so we did that this year. It was a blast. I have a great picture of the two of us with our quilts side by side. It was super, I mean, we really almost paced each other in the assembly process, and got our borders on at the same time. It was,
that's fantastic.
That's the fun. I mean, when you have a best friend that you can stitch or sew along with, the friendship is what makes them special.
Absolutely.
So when we saw the colors for this quilt, both Joyce and I were like, cotton candy, we're in.
Say less.
I mean, isn't it beautiful? So
gorgeous.
Monty always gets her inspiration for the mystery quilt from some of the tours that she takes during the year. She usually takes groups of quilters with craft tours to other parts of the world. So
That's so fun.
yeah, so that's
great.
you get a little bit of the recap of her trip as you stitch along, which is really fun. So Lupine and Laughter, I added wide borders to mine, so it ended up being 96 inches square, which I think is a great size. And then I quilted it last week and got the binding on at the end of the week. I loaded it in the frame finally. I was waiting for Dennis to get back from his trip. And so I thought, well, this will give me something to do while I stay up late waiting for him to arrive. So to catch you up a little bit, that's Lupine and Laughter. To catch you up a little bit on the goings on here, I'll kind of go backwards. So Dennis was gone last week for about 10 days. He was gone to Michigan. They had terrible tornadoes come through the area there in Union City, and there was loss of life. It was a very sad situation. And so 8 Days of Hope, the nonprofit Christian organization that he and I are on the leadership team, which is just the heavy equipment what they call their rapid response heavy tree cutters. So they had a team of about 15 men who went and served for a week there. And it was a really good trip. They met very sweet people, and they did a lot of hard work. Dennis, who left here when it was about 80 degrees, I reminded him to pack his heaviest clothes because they were calling for snow on the first day he would be cutting in Michigan. And it basically snowed on him off and on all week. He said it was the coldest he had ever been, which is really funny because we lived in Fairbanks, Alaska for 3 years. But he was a young man.
And it's a drier cold up in Alaska
That's
than
very
it is in Michigan.
true. It's very true. He said the wind was really blowing very hard, and he was in a 50-foot lift, 50 feet off the ground. So that in the wind and the snow, he was using every, multi-layers plus little hot pads. And
They put in his gloves
Yeah.
and had to alternate which one was going to get warm and which one wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh.
So anyway, so he served there, and while I was waiting for him to come back is when I managed to get Lupine and Laughter.
I can actually hear the chainsaw right now because he didn't get it all out of his system. He just felled a rotten tree from our own property today. And so
Yes.
right now I can hear him cutting it up into fireplace-sized
Yeah.
pieces.
So just in case you hear a chainsaw in the background, he's really great like that. He keeps the property nicely clear. And he said the best part about a dead tree is that it's already aged and ready for the firewood.
Pre-cured.
Yeah,
Nice and dry.
Before he left, I got to take him with me when I went to Ocracoke for the weekend, the last weekend in February, 1st of March. I went and taught a quilting class to the ladies on Ocracoke, and I had 14 students in my class. It was so fun, and because many of them were less experienced and didn't own sewing machines, we went with a handwork class completely.
Because most people have hands.
That's right.
Not everybody.
So
most
I
people.
taught them English paper piecing techniques, and that was a lot of fun. Because I have a plentiful stash, and years ago I participated over and over and over in a rainbow Hexi exchange through Instagram.
You had me at Rainbow.
Right. So I had many Ziploc bags arranged in rainbow order of rainbow colored Hexis. And so I gave everyone a set of rainbow colored Hexis. I actually gave them 12, and they got to choose their favorite 8 to make into using 1-inch Hexis to make into a hexagon pincushion that then we filled with walnut shells. So it was really fun. We did that on the first day on Saturday afternoon. And then on Sunday afternoon, I had taken a class years ago at the Experimental Aircraft Association fly-in that we go to on how to make these pentagon English paper piece bowls. And so I thought, well, that's a nice make and take. So I taught them to make a pentagon bowl and gave them the templates and tools to be able to do that and the interfacing. And so they had some fabric and I brought some fabric, and so everyone chose their own fabrics. It's a fun bowl. It's a free download on paperpieces.com's website to get the instructions to make the bowl. So it's a really fun thing to do because it is, you leave the interfacing in. You can glue based, so it's very fast to get the pentagons ready to stitch. And then you just hand stitch it together just like you would any other English paper piecing project. And I think it makes a really nice, in fact, I dumped out of this all of the different things that had accumulated in it.
It's a nice collection bowl for all of your orts when you get to the end of a length of thread.
Or even the, I dropped like my clover clips down in it, or the papers as I pull them from Hexis, I was dropping them over in it to reuse. It is a great catch-all.
And if you're interested in learning how to make one of these, we'll put a link in the description to the website.
Yes, absolutely. It'll be in the list below. And I just, either one of these things are super fun to make. So it was a fun class. I don't think it's a 3-hour project, especially for a beginner. But it was, once they had the idea with the pincushion, which I gave them pre-basted Hexis, so that was fast. They literally just sewed. That's all they had to do on this one. For this one, they chose fabrics and they basted, and so it was harder to get enough done in 3 hours, but they had all the skills to go home and finish that. So and it just needed needle and thread, so that's nice.
That is nice.
So it was fun because once I had done that, a friend had given me a little kit to make a Hexi needle book. And so I popped out that kit and thought, well, I'm just going to whip that together. and it was so cute. So these are 3/4 inch Hexis. And
you measure that along one side of the hexagon, right?
That's right. And you can see the difference in the size of a 1 inch and a 3/4 inch. So, you know, it's a little harder to work with, but not much.
Right.
And again, because this is stiff on the outside and you want it to be, you can glue baste the paper in and leave the papers because you want that added little texture.
Yeah.
And then this is just wool felt on the inside, and so you sew it on. I sewed it with my sewing machine around the outside edge and then trim it away. And, you know, add the extra flap down the middle and stitch it along that seam line. And then you guys know I'm snap lexic.
You suffer from snaplexia.
I do indeed. So I can't put in plastic snaps anyway. So I have these great magnetic sew-in ones that so far I have mastered. And so I just sew to snap. And that's actually perfect because they're a little thicker. And so it adds a little structure
it's
to
exactly what it needs.
Yeah, and because it's magnetic, honestly, when you are using a needle, you can actually lay your needle on the magnet.
Just rest it.
Yeah, and then you're able to tuck it away when you're finished with it.
That's wonderful.
So it's a very nice little size, and I'm enjoying it so much that I went, you know what, I need more of those. And so I pulled out my blackbird fabrics and made myself a blackbird needle book.
It's so cute.
Isn't it pretty? So I'm gonna make several more of these, I think, just because they're just the right size to have. What I've got in them right now are some straight pins and my straw needle. So I use a straw needle when I piece Hexis together. So this is more of a Hexi kit than it is a cross-stitch kit. Sure. But it absolutely would work. And in fact, you know, if this were mine for cross-stitch, I would probably put 26 needles on one side and 28 needles on the other and have them to keep in my kit.
Yeah.
So
and it's just the right size too. Like it's just the perfect size. I love
so
it.
those are super fun. And then the other thing that took a lot of my time this month was that I decided my studio was filthy. Are y'all in a spring break, spring cleaning
oh my
kind of
gosh.
mode? So it was just so cluttered that I couldn't actually get in there to sew.
I found Christmas presents going through my craft stuff.
Oh.
Things that I forgot to wrap and give to my children. I'm not even joking, guys.
Oh my.
So they got a bonus board game yesterday.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I mean, they're big kids.
Happy birthday, Miss.
Yes.
I missed it all, but that's
missed
okay.
it all. But yeah, it's spring. Congratulations.
But you end up just over the course of the month squirreling things.
Yes, yes.
And then you really do have to pull it all out and go through it to figure out
well,
what
I
you
still haven't
have.
found those rulers that I bought us for Christmas last year
Exactly.
in 24.
Yeah, the ultimate cross stitch buddy.
Yeah. So I had to buy them twice because
Exactly.
I never found the first set that arrived in this house.
Did I tell you that I showed my ultimate cross stitch buddy to my husband Mike, and he loves it?
Oh, I'm sure.
And so I showed him where I keep it in my craft closet so that he can sneak in there and get it whenever he needs
That's
it.
good.
Because he's been cross stitching a lot more.
Yeah,
this
that's
year.
great. That's great. Well, so once I started cleaning out my studio, then I also had to clean up Chuck's room, you know, which is the room where things just get chucked. And I did a good job now of separating my cross stitch from my quilting, where it all sort of, but do you get to this point where you're just done, you're just tired, and you've still got piles? So that's what happened to me, is that I got my studio pretty square and I was able to move ahead. I got Chuck's room pretty square and I was able to move ahead, but then some stuff still needed to go up to Chuck's room, so now there's 3 or 4 boxes up there that need to be put away. And I had like the last end of my cross stitch stuff that just ended up in a pile next to my sewing machine chair in a bin. And it's all just a hodgepodge of
It's a hot mess.
stuff that I don't know what to do with. So all of that to say that then I kind of got on a pin cushion and needle book roll. We have a big event coming up next weekend.
Oh, I'm so excited. We're going to be having Stitch East here in Greenville, North Carolina. This is our 4th, 5th, something like that.
Maybe 5th.
We meet every 6 months. So we do a springtime and a fall event. And I design a little freebie that everybody's going to receive via email. But here's the model that I stitched. Isn't it cute?
Isn't it
So
darling?
it just says Stitch East, spring 2026. It's just a little memory piece. But I really enjoyed grabbing this fabric from my stash. I have a fabric stash. Did you know that?
That's
I
ludicrous.
shouldn't, because I
No.
live in a house where Chuck's room has all of the fabric.
Yes, she lives down the hall from a quilt shop.
It's true, but this was one that I had picked out at a quilting conference a couple years ago, and it was just so perfect with this
It
design.
is perfect.
I did not plan it. Sometimes it just happens like that.
Isn't that great? I mean, color palettes
little-
do sort of work that way. Like once you fall in love with a combo, I mean, so Sherry, Colorado Cross Stitcher, is really good about, she would have found that fabric.
Right.
And then
design
she'd
something.
have chosen, well, I mean, she would have just chosen the colors for her design
Based
to
on
match that fabric. I'm like,
That
she
makes
would
so
have
much sense.
gone to find a yellow and an orange and a light blue.
I do the same thing
Yeah.
when I'm designing my crocheted bags. I'll find the
Exactly.
fabric lining that I really love and then pull yarns that match it.
Yeah.
So it's the same basic idea.
If you're
right?
ever going to do a color conversion for a small cross stitch piece, that is a great way to make sure you've got the backing fabric that you want. You can go pull your backing fabric first. Like if there's a particular Christmas line by Lella Boutique or Corey Yoder that you love and you think you want to use a specific piece of fabric, then pull it out and then choose your red and green for your Christmas thing that you're going to stitch. Because red and green, I mean, there's
so many.
Yeah, umpteen different shades, and they're all pretty. So what difference does it make? But if you choose two that match two that are in a fabric line, then you know not only do they complement one another, but now you've got a finishing fabric
Now
too.
it looks like you planned it all along.
Yes, which is
And
great.
That's awesome.
That's a
right?
great way to do.
It's a very polished way to finish something.
Yes.
So Stitch East is going to be March 28th, and I know that a bunch of our friends locally are going to be there, but we also have people that drive in from all over both North Carolina and then the surrounding states. So if you missed it this year, don't worry. There will be another one in the fall, and they announce the date at the Stitch East event.
Yes.
So we'll share it with you here. So if you decide that you want to come to Greenville in the fall, we would love to see some of our friends that we only get to see a camera when we're sitting here
That's
together.
right. If
We'd
you're
love to
within,
meet you.
yeah, if you're within driving distance, I mean, even if you live in Virginia Beach
Right.
or Charlotte, you know, you can get a hotel room for overnight and be here for the day. It's a
Absolutely.
fun day, and we do a lot of door prizes. We have a brag table. We have a smalls exchange. All the things.
What a great mini vacation too, to just come early, sleep the night in the hotel, and then have a full day of cross stitch with new friends.
That's right.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So highly recommend.
Absolutely. And if you do that, if you come into town the day early and you want, you know, like to go out to dinner the night before, all you have to do is let us know you're coming.
Call us.
Yeah.
Actually, you can email us at stitchingonislandtime@gmail.com, and we'll both be able to see that.
That's right. I was going to say this time that wouldn't work for us because we're actually going to a concert on Friday night.
Yeah, bummer.
I know.
Life is rough.
Right. We get to go see Ben Fuller in concert, which is going to be super fun. We're
really
excited
excited.
about that. 8 Days of Hope actually is invited us as their guest. So it's kind of cool.
That's so sweet.
I know. Isn't that nice?
That is nice.
So I got the idea when I made my pin cushion, this one originally, I thought, wouldn't it be fun if I stitched something that would fit in that space for my smalls exchange? I thought, wouldn't
That's a
that be a neat
brilliant
idea?
idea.
So I'm working on Maria Wales Newson, which is a chart from Hands Across the Sea Samplers. And it's got these wonderful little flowers that I enjoy so much.
They're so cute.
And so as a test, I did this little flower and pulled, these are actually Hexis that were left over from my Cozy Christmas Hexi project quilt, which is great, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, I thought, well, that turned out really nice. And I can give this as my smalls exchange. And then I was like, well, I don't know. That's not a lot of stitching. I mean, it's really sweet, and it means something to me because I know where these pink and yellows came from, and I chose the pinks and yellows to match what I had there, which, you know, kind of worked out.
And I love how it's kind of like the inverse flower when you flip it over.
Yeah, when you flip it over, it's just a flower. So you don't have to put your needles in your stitching if you don't want to.
If you wanted, yeah.
So then I was like, well, maybe I should make it a little nicer. So I did. I took it up a notch and I said, well, Maria Wells Newson has this flower basket that I can turn into a scissor keeper.
Nice.
So I've got a little pair of scissors in a scissor keeper, and I thought, and I used some fig tree fabrics that I liked with that. And so then I stitched it again with fig tree fabrics. And I thought that looked a little more, you know.
It definitely steps it up
It
to have
steps
the
it
patterned
up.
fabrics.
Yeah,
Yep.
to have the patterned fabrics and to have, you know, the scissor holder that goes with. And then I made the needle case. Because, you know, who doesn't need fig tree notions in their life, right?
They're so
like,
bright and happy.
They're very springy. So that's my idea for my smalls exchange this time. Somebody's going to get this on Saturday. And again, I put a couple of sharps, a couple of straight pins, and a straw needle. So this is still more about putting together hexis than it is cross stitch, but
that's okay.
right. And here's the thing, I gotta step up my wool game because I had this red wool, which is fine, but it's not as bright and cheery a red as the red fig tree fabric. And you know, I did black because I had put the black little gingham in the center.
Yeah.
But you know, it would be nice if I had brighter colors of wool felt in my stash. So I think that'll be my next thing to invest in, to make a few more of these needle books because they're very fun to make and they do not take long. I made 2 needle books Sunday afternoon before I even settled in to stitch, which was really fun.
That is fun.
So
in the same way that hexis have been taking a large part of your month, I've been baking.
yes, yeah, you have.
Because I not only made a birthday cake for our friend Karen, who we were able to enjoy her birthday at a Flossy Floozies night, which was fantastic.
That was great.
She just requested a cross-stitch themed cake, any flavor, any frosting. And I was like, oh boy, that's a lot of variables. I have too many choices.
Yeah, normally.
But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And here's a picture of her cake. She said that she loved it. And
it was delicious.
And so I'm told.
Yes.
Again, I bake things, but I can't eat them anymore because of my multiple diagnoses with my intestinal issues. So I also baked over 200 cookies this month. I made and baked over 200 cookies because our family was going to be serving at the shelter on St. Patrick's Day.
Right. We do the shelter meal every month, but when we saw it fell right on St. Patrick's Day.
So I had to make shamrock cookies.
It was great.
I might have panicked, guys, because I made enough cookies to feed the whole shelter and then some. I gave away everything that I made to them. And then the next day, I was able to feed it to our church as well. And some cookies even lasted until Saturday.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, that week was a busy week at church and with the shelter because we had, during the month of March, we've had what we call Lenten lunches on Wednesdays. It's been a great time to come together to have a short service, a little devotion, communion together, and then we share a lunch. And so that's been lovely. And last Wednesday was our circle group's opportunity to provide the lunch. And so Mallory had made cookies. And then we, ate cookies there. And then on Saturday, we had a district women's conference at the church that Mallory and I and Ginger Snap were all going to go to together. And so they had the leftover cookies that matched the theme.
It was the cookies that wouldn't end.
Yes.
They just kept on coming.
Well, Mallory sugar cookies have a very stable shelf life anyway, and they are scrumptious from beginning to end. So,
unfortunately, sugar cookies have this reputation of if they're pretty, they probably don't taste good.
right.
And I really believe that a cookie should be both delicious and pretty.
I
and
agree.
so my cookies are surprising in that way, where you look at it and you're like, oh, it's so pretty. Okay. And then you take a bite and go, wait, it's also yummy. I need more of these cookies.
That's right. That's
So
right.
I have a cookie order that I'm going to be making right after we're done filming here.
Sounds great. Well, if I show you one more pin cushion, this is my only other pin cushion I made. This one is with 3/4 Hexis. So instead of English paper piecing this size, I traditionally pieced it. And since I had done a running stitch in here, I then stuffed it with cotton roving, which is actually, as much as I love the weight of the ones with walnut shells, a big pincushion like this with walnut shells, if you push a cross stitch needle into this, it might go all the way in.
Oh no, and then you're down on your needle. It's just dangerous and in there somewhere. But with cotton roving, there's enough resistance that they don't go all the way in. You actually have to kind of push them in there. Yeah.
And then, so this is a more useful pincushion for me because this is the way I stitch. Just like this, 6 or 7 or 8 needles at a time, every one of them loaded with a different thread, thinking I'm going to come back to that thread, and instead I need a needle. I have to pull the thread out of it and just toss that thread. I make a bloody mess is what I make.
The creative process is not neat.
No, it's not.
It's so nice when we create something that is presentable and neat, but the process of getting there is always gritty.
I think it's why I love quilting so much, because a finished quilt has so much precision and order, particularly like this kind of quilt where there are so many very sharp points and, you know, pattern placement, color placement is a big part of the design. But honestly, the aftermath of making a quilt like that is just horrible. I mean, if you don't take it step by step by step and even then clean up in between, you know, I mean, trust me,
She's seen things.
I've seen things. It's not been good. That's right. Okay, so that's everything that I fully finished since the last time, because I didn't fully finish anything that was cross stitch.
Well,
Only all of these handmade items.
Literally finished this yesterday.
Yes, you're
so
amazing.
that I could show it in this video because I felt like that was important.
Sure.
But this isn't my only fully finished object from this month, because if you remember in February when I went to Barefoot Needle Arts, Faye Rigsby was in the room.
Yes.
And when I rang the bell to finish my Henrietta from Stacey Nash, I took it over to Faye and I said, please, and thank you. And she came in the mail on St. Patrick's Day.
That's so good.
Look
So
how beautiful
good.
she is.
Isn't she wonderful?
I love her so much. So she's a stand-up. So she's got nice board here so that she can stand up
stand her
on
right
a
there.
surface. Look at that.
Look at that. Isn't she
She's
great?
so sweetly done. Faye asked me if I wanted any ribbon or frills on the front side, and I said, nah, not really. But look what she did on the back side. She just added a little button, this little decorative ribbon you can tuck something into. So if I wanted to put a card or something there, I could. I am just in love with her. She turned out so good. You can see her little ankle bracelet here is a brighter red than the red of her feathers, because this is modeled after my actual chicken Henrietta, who had a red armband. So armband, leg band,
Foot band, ankle band.
sure, ankle bracelet. She had an
Yeah,
anklet.
she had an ankle bracelet. That's right.
But yes, I am so pleased with her, and I am so excited to start my next animal cracker.
I kind of love this little rotating.
Oh, that is nice. Look at that.
Look.
Oh,
She's very stable there. Look at
very
that.
stable.
She's looking at me cross-eyed.
She's nice and sturdy.
Look at
In
that.
fact, I passed it over to Mike, and the first thing he did was drop her accidentally.
Sure.
She bounced. She's fine.
She's fine. It's fine. Isn't she
It's
great?
fine. She's very stable, and I just love her.
Yeah.
Faye provided all of the fabric for the backside and the little doodads and did all of the stitching, and it was totally reasonable. So if you ever need a stand-up finish and you're afraid to do it yourself, contact Faye Rigsby. She's amazing. She did a lot of model finishes for Nashville.
Yes, she
For
did.
market.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And you hear her name all the time, and people always say, I don't know if she's taking new customers. Well, we don't know either. We just like elbowed our way into the queue with this, you know. Well,
and what
could you please? Would you please?
And
you
she
know.
did warn me. She said, you know, I've got all these market finishes I need to get to first. And I said, that's no problem. Take as long as you need. And so I was staggered with how fast she got this back to me.
I mean, because we were there the first weekend in February. So it was like February 8th when you gave it to her, and
Right.
it was back in our hands on March 17th.
That's crazy.
Yeah, with shipping
Faye,
and everything.
you're
That's
amazing.
Yes.
So yes, and we were able to do all the transactional stuff through Venmo, which is basically free money.
Yeah. for people who sell things, like Mallory, who's going to be vending this weekend at Stitch East. So that's right. That is awesome.
Yeah, some of my creative energy went into making products for my booth because I needed to restock. I had a very successful sale last time.
There you go. Well, we probably should start showing some cross stitch, or do you have more things that you finished that you want to show?
I do have a couple more finishes to show.
You show the finishes, because I have nothing else to show that I finished.
Okie dokie. Well, also at Barefoot Needle Arts, I received the free pattern from Susan Robity called Garden Variety Spring. And so I stitched this on fabric by hand-dyed fabric called the Dolly Mama. And it's this beautiful pink, and look how great it turned out.
Oh, it is so great.
So this is stitched over 2 on 20 count Aida. So I ended up with a 10 count sized X in my finish because I wanted her to be big and turn her into a stand-up. So now that I've received Henrietta back, I feel like, you know, the ball is in my court and I need to make this into a stand-up to go up on our mantle and herald the spring because it has so many great little motifs in it. Those daffodils were delightful to
How
stitch.
many strands of DMC did you use to do over 2 on 20?
I just did a single strand folded over, so 2 strands with a loop start. But it was basically the same stitch I do for 14 count.
Right.
Exact same.
So if you'd wanted it to be a little denser, you probably could have done 3 strands, maybe even 4 with doing over 2.
But I'm pleased with how it turned out.
Yeah,
with
the
just
coverage
2.
is good.
Yeah. And I wanted some of that fabric to show anyway because I just love this color.
Yeah.
When we
I
were
do too.
at Barefoot, I was able to do a floss drop onto the fabrics at this booth, and the lady who dyed it even helped me pick out what color I should use.
Nice. That's great.
I'm really pleased with how it turned out. It's, as you can see, large.
Yes.
So I just need some coordinating fabrics and I will make this into a stand-up.
I have this pattern in my stash as well. I think I'm probably going to make it small. I'm going to go the opposite of Mallory. I'm going to do it on 40 count, so it'll be even smaller. And I want a whole flock of little birds to sit in a little tiny nest.
That would be super
like
cute.
I feel like that would be really cute.
Yeah, that would be really cute.
The best finish, full finish I've seen of this so far was RedCrossStitcher Beth.
Oh, yes.
Has finished hers, and she has it displayed in a little nest and with wool eggs, and it's just adorable.
And I can put a picture in here so
Yeah.
that you can see her finish.
But
It's
if you're not
fantastic.
following Beth, RedCrossStitcher, on Instagram then or on YouTube, definitely follow her channel because she's great.
And this is what I forgot, the name of the fabric dyer, the Cottage Cat
Okay.
Designs. So she's very cool. All of her fabrics are named after cats that she's previously owned. And I just thought that was such a cute idea for her business. And
That works if you've owned a lot of cats.
very reasonable fabric too.
Good.
So that was one finish. I also randomly decided that I was going to do a fall finish. Why? Felt like it. It was a very gray day. It kind of felt like an autumn day when I sat down to stitch it. And so I have the Primrose Cottage collection that I got from our friend Sarah when I was at Barefoot.
Oh, sure.
That I just went ahead. It came with all of these wonderful flower-shaped floss drops.
Oh, that's
So I went
fun.
ahead and pulled out all the colors
Those are
that I
really
needed.
cute. Yes.
Look, it came with a little floss minder, needle minder, stickers. Like, it's crazy everything that's in here. I definitely want to stitch this oval piece, the autumn basket.
You need to put these in your book of days.
I will, but,
but you're
the
saving
reason
them.
why I say that is because, look, it comes with the oval board already cut.
Oh yeah, that's
So
fantastic.
that's going to be fantastic. But what I stitched first was actually their littlest pattern. I'm not going to show the pattern side, but it's based off of this little graphic. And I had found a piece of fabric while digging through what I had upstairs, and I found this very dense, almost burlap. Like, the texture is weird, but this beautiful fabric, and decided I was going to stitch that little motif on. And then afterwards, Mom said, I don't think that's cross stitch fabric. And I think you're right.
Yeah, I don't think it is. It's not an even, I mean, it is probably an even weave of some kind, but it's not Yeah, it's
not intended for cross stitch.
right.
But
it's
you could totally cross stitch on it. You
Mallory
can
can
cross stitch on a
cross
lot
stitch.
of things.
Mallory could cross stitch on anything.
If you
She's
hold still long enough. No, I'm kidding.
that's
I'm
right.
kidding.
That's
But
right.
I thought it was so cool because this was a piece of fabric that originally my husband had started working on. So you can see this little Legend of Zelda motif here that he started and then dropped because it's oh so tiny.
yeah, and because this is not really cross stitch
It's
fabric.
not cross stitch fabric. So
Yeah.
I'm planning on finishing this little guy into a pillow.
Yeah, that's
and
very cute.
It's so sweet.
That is sweet.
It
And
was
is
a fun one.
This goes with this though.
Yes.
Okay.
So the next one I do is probably going to be Autumn Basket and
Yeah.
the finishing
Oh,
kit
and it's got
with
the
the board
full-
and frill and everything. It's got all the odds
That's
and ends.
fantastic.
Sarah, thank you so much.
Yes.
This was a gift, guys. This
Sarah's
is
the
so
best.
cool.
Yeah.
And I'm already enjoying it, despite the fact that it's nowhere close to autumn.
You know, I mean, I think you are like Tara, Sully Stitches. You don't care whether it's fall or not. You could always stitch fall and Halloween.
I mean,
always.
that's not wrong.
Right. It's definitely Mallory's love season.
I mean, and I have this amazing bag stitched for me by the incredible Lori Millsap to put it all in.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, it's just right. I had my spring, Garden Variety Spring in here, and then I was like, but there's pumpkins on here. This is perfect for my autumn.
There you go.
So now they're sharing a bag until I finish that bird into an actual bird.
Great.
Yeah. But that's all my finishes.
Okay.
Cross stitch wise.
All right. Then I'm going to move on into whips. I don't have very many whips this time. I mean, more than the average person. I'm not a monogamous. Okay. I had this conversation with Tara. We are all monogamous. I can only stitch one thing at a time. I'm just serially monogamous. Like, I just pick up another thing and work on only it until I put it down and pick up another thing and work on only it. When I'm not actively working on something, that's just a kit. It's there in a bag. I mean,
That's true, because you haven't actually touched it. You haven't put any of your time into it. It's the materials to make a thing, but you haven't started making the thing.
even if I've started making the thing, if I'm not working on it right now, it's not a work in progress. It's just a kit sitting over there. I might have started it at some point. I might have put 100 hours into it already. But as far as I'm concerned, it's just a kit in a bag, except for the one that I'm working on. So see, this is how I have so many whips. That's how. Because my brain does not even process them as whips unless they're the one in my hand. There you go. Now you know my secret.
That
Okay.
explains a lot, right, FlossTube?
Right. So when I went to Ocracoke, this is the only cross stitch bag I took with me. And it is beautiful. It is from my friend Julie. Julie Just Sews. She's Holly Jones' mom. Everybody knows Julie now because she's Holly Jones' mom. I sat up. Look how nice it matches my shirt. My shirt says easily distracted by cross stitch in case you can't read it. I stayed, went to dinner while we were on our last cross stitch retreat and set an alarm on my phone so that I could make sure I got this bag. That sometimes works. Yesterday it did not work for me. Starry Owl, somebody stole that bag right out of my cart.
Aw,
So
bummer.
didn't get that bag, but you know, it's just the way it goes. I took 2 projects. I took the one that's in this folder.
Very patriotic.
This is my American sampler. And it was the first one that I took to work on because we were going in the ferry. I knew I would have a 2-hour ride over and I wanted something that was 36 count that I could see well in the car. And so that's what I worked on. I started on the house. So this is American Sampler from Crochet A Go-Go. I am stitching this on 36 count Salt Bush by Fox and Rabbit, which is a wonderful color.
It's the best gray.
I started this on July 4th last year. I would love to finish it by July 4th this year, but I don't have any limitations on myself, so I'll just stitch on it as I can. It's one of several patriotic pieces that I'm working on this year. I actually love working on it, so I pull it out more often than just, you know, on the 4th or anything like that.
Right.
But it was a good one to take with me in the car, and I stitched on it quite a bit. So I finished out all the pieces that I was missing in this border.
There's a lot
and
of
brought
little
in
confetti.
it's a lot of little bits. And then I thought, you know what, I want to go ahead and get this house started because we've got our Stitch East retreat on Saturday,
And that's a nice fill project.
I can do some fill in there.
That's
you know, because I can do the rectangles that are these shutters without a lot of mistakes in counting.
Right.
So that's the
Brilliant.
idea. So that's American Sampler.
And it's gorgeous.
And it's beautiful, yes. And it's really easy to see. Saltbush is a great color of gray.
The white stands out just right.
And so then it was March 1st, and I had planned to start a new project on March 1st. It was my favorite of all the red box samplers. So I was so fortunate this time to get the Hands Across the Sea Samplers red box, and my favorite was Odile Francois. And so I kitted it right away. I'm doing Odile with the with DMC, but I just love the bright colors in this chart.
So great.
The purples and the yellows were just fantastic. I have my purple glasses set aside for this project, and that's not even all. And I got purple Kohanas because
you're working it.
I am working it. So I have made a good bit of progress. I start on the right if I can because I like to stitch right to left. And so because so many of these borders are complete repeats, I do some of that when I don't want to have to look at the chart. So it's really nice. It's very, very colorful. And I haven't started any of the floral motifs that fill in down here. So this is, you know, the bottom border that comes all the way across, the top border. Both of those are just really repetitive red borders. And then, of course, the red alphabet will go all the way across. I'm at R. I've got to back it up to A. So
Back it up to A.
that's
Love
right.
that.
This is 36 count Sand Castle, also by Fox and Rabbit. So it's the Fox and Rabbit show. But I do really love Fox and Rabbit linen. It's one of my favorites. I got the
great hand.
It really does. I got the email yesterday that they had some openings in their Linen of the Month club. I went immediately there. They had sold out in less than an hour.
Oh my gosh.
50 spaces they opened and they sold out in less than an hour. So I'm on the wait list. We'll see if someday I ever get in the Fox and Rabbit Linen Club.
That's
But,
exciting though.
Yeah. So
And then you also played Milestone Manor this month.
I did. So that was the challenge, was that I was going to be on Ocracoke on the 1st. So I didn't want to take any Milestone Manor with me. So this month in Milestone Manor, in February, I ended Milestone Manor where I needed to stitch 2,500 stitches on Savior's Praise.
That's a lot.
And yeah, and I could not get it done, and you know, it wasn't going to happen in February. So I opened up with Savior's Praise this month, and I stitched for 5 days to finish those 2,500 stitches.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. And so we're just going to put a picture of where Savior's Praise is now, because I didn't bring it in here to show you. Like I've already tucked it away. It's ready for Milestone Manor next time. And so after I finished Savior's Praise, I moved back out into the hallway where Maria Wales Newson is in the hallway upstairs. And I rolled 2,400 stitches.
Did you say any choice words?
I did not. I just said, well, that's the end of March's Milestone Manor, because that's all I'm going to have time to do.
Right.
But the rest of the story was, when I pulled her out and was ready to work on her, I realized what was next was all the over one stitching. And in order to...
Your favorite.
Yeah, my very favorite. In order to motivate myself to actually do that over one, I said to myself, you know what? I don't know how many stitches that's going to be in markup, but for my brain, if I get the over one done, that's 2,400 stitches. So that's what I did, is I just did this over one verse for March. And I didn't get it done before the 10th of March. I literally got it finished yesterday. But I didn't work on it
Every day.
And no, I was real busy earlier in the month. I had a lot of quilts for clients, and it's over one. So I think when I settled in to work on it, I had just done never, never, ever, and. I had just gotten all the lines in the right spot.
That sounds like something a toddler would say.
I
Never,
know.
ever, ever, and.
Right. So anyway, I did settle in and I got it all finished. So I'm really pleased and I'm counting that as finishing Milestone Manor, except my brain won't stop itching.
Uh-oh. Why?
So, because it was only 560 stitches. So here's what I'm really gonna do.
Oh boy.
When I pick this up on April 1st, I'm gonna do 2,000 more stitches.
Girl.
I can't help it. I can't help it. But what that means for me in Milestone Manor is at that point I'll level up
Ooh.
again.
Again.
And I'll have to go back to the foyer and it'll move me from upstairs back downstairs and I'll be back working on Sparrow.
Yes.
And I'm going to pick Sparrow up on the 29th anyway, but I thought I'll work on Sparrow the 29th, 30th, and 31st of March. And then I'll put 2,000 stitches in Maria Wells Newson on April 1st.
And Maria Wales Newson is where you got this little
It is.
flower.
It's where the flower motif comes from.
It's so
yeah.
cute.
And the other part that I haven't actually even stitched yet is that basket motif that is on the scissor keeper goes down here somewhere.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Because I mean, she's a big sampler, right?
Yes.
She's,
Yes,
you know,
she is.
she's a doozy. They have a great stitch along happening in the Friends of Hands Across the Sea Samplers Facebook group, but I'm not interested in going at that pace. I actually started mine in September, so they're all ahead of me now. And I started mine 4 months before they did. So I'm clearly not going to stitch at the pace they're all having to put in.
It's not a stitch along at this point, right?
Well,
like it's just
it is for them.
Everybody's stitching it. Yay.
Yeah, no, the stitch along is being run very aggressively in that group where in order to be eligible for prizes that are being given quarterly, you have to have done the assignment and you post your picture and it has to fit their, you know, exact, like somebody will say, no, you missed 3 stitches right there and you have to fix it and repost your picture to be eligible.
Okay,
Like,
that sounds stressful to me.
exactly. I'm
That's
not doing that.
what I cross stitch for.
No, I'm not doing that. It's
I
not my
cross-stitch
personality.
for stress relief.
That's right. It's not my personality at all.
Okay.
All right. You show something you worked on this month.
Sure.
I've got 3 or 4 more things.
I
but-
spent most of my cross stitch energy this month working on my Quilted Farm Girl by Fat Quarter Shop. However, I have been referring to it as Quilted Farm Kid because the kid that is in this sample in this piece reminds me so much of my youngest, my gumdrop.
Yes.
Who is non-binary, and so kid would fit everybody. But I have had so much fun with it, and I'm getting so close.
Look how fantastic this is. Oh my word.
All right, so this is 28 count ivory.
Okay.
And I've just been working with mostly the DC recommended for the chart. I had 2 Classic Colorworks colors, just this light green, which is called Weeping Willow. I actually was able to zero out the Weeping Willow and tape it into my book of days, which is fun.
Oh, that's great.
But the Weeping Willow and then St. Bernard, which is this lighter blue that's in here. I love, love, love this whole pattern, and it's just been a joy to stitch. I started this mandala yesterday and it's just coming along beautifully. I have, as you can see by the bald spots, a mandala that's going to go here. And then my kid is going to be holding a basket. In the original, it shows a basket of strawberries. This is the main modification I'm making to this piece. They will be holding a basket of eggs because as a chicken mama, I go on an egg hunt every day. And this month alone, we've given away 16 dozen eggs to our friends and neighbors because
16 dozen.
my chickens are going crazy, you guys.
It's more than a
laying.
gross.
Everyone is laying. I have 12 laying hens.
So we get a dozen a day.
A dozen a day is too much for a family of 6.
Right.
And I've tried explaining that to my girls, and they won't take a break.
That's right.
Just,
Eggs,
this
eggs,
is their
eggs.
job, and they are serious about it.
Yeah.
So we had frittata for dinner last night, which was delicious.
Yes, I keep thinking more and more ways for us to have eggs
How
in
can we
our
cook
diet.
these eggs?
We boil a dozen every week, turn them into deviled eggs. We do all the things. But
I'll take
yes.
a boiled egg straight out of the fridge, break it apart with my hands, put salt and pepper on it, and eat it over the sink like I'm a cave person. Like I just,
Right.
it's such a great
they-
quick protein.
Yeah, they are great sources of protein. It's fantastic, but
Right.
also.
I have loved stitching this piece. And I think what I'm gonna do is stitch a couple of these bees separate and make like a little pendant for myself, because I just love that bee so much. I might even turn it into a pincushion.
Yeah.
And do a bee in the middle.
Oh,
and
it
do
would
one
be
of
a
these.
perfect pincushion.
Yes.
Yeah, because you could even do it. I mean, if you'll notice, this one actually has a bee, but
I
it
know,
was
right?
printed fabric. But I mean, as small a hexi, like I would stitch it and then measure it, and if you could do a 3/4 hexi, make a smaller pincushion.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, it's been so much fun to work on, and you got to start on yours.
I did. That's like the last thing I've worked on, so it's way back here. But see, also in a bag that I made. This is all Lori Holt fabric, Lori Holt block from her book Farmyard Vintage is what I started to say, and that's not right. Farm Girl Vintage,
Maybe.
something like that. Yeah, so this is the Quilted Farm Girl. Here's the pattern. It's by Lori Holt. The design is by Lori Holt. It's So Emma is her publishing house with Fat Quarter Shop. And I got a little start. Oh, and this will have my, I ordered a hoop from Hoop and Frame. And so I got a little start just on the girl yesterday. I set my alarm on markup to only do 500 stitches because I needed to finish that over one stitching. And so that's what 500 stitches looks like. Isn't that funny?
That's great.
I mean, don't we always wonder what, you know, how many stitches have I done? Look how little 500 is. But so I got her, you know, I got that much outlined. My plan is to stitch this a little differently. Like Mallory's doing the whole thing. It's going on our wall in our Lori Holt wall of fame, which is, you know, a beautiful.
This piece is going to look so pretty there.
Oh, it's going to look
my
fantastic.
gosh.
I mean, our whole foyer is basically turning into Lori Holt.
memorabilia.
But my plan is I'm stitching along with Fat Quarter Shop for both the Quilted Farm Girl and Farmyard Friends. And my plan is to stitch all of the animals, the little girl, the chickens, the little bees, everything separately. And I'm making them all into separate little pillows a la Stacy Nash
Animal cracker
style, like a play set. And
That's
I'm gonna
so
make a
fun.
little quilted barn, and I'm gonna have, maybe it'll be like a book with pockets that they can all fit in. That's so cute. I think it will be so sweet. And so my farm girl, I'm planning on making this arm down and this arm down. I'm just gonna mirror it. So,
Hands on hips.
which is the way I drew girls when I was a little girl, because who could draw hands and fingers?
Right.
Like they
That
were
way you
usually
don't have to.
behind their back. So this one's in her pocket. I don't know what maybe the other one will be behind her back. And then I'll make a basket. I probably will do this basket with strawberries because we live down the street from 903 Strawberries, where we love to go pick strawberries.
You can
so,
pick your own. It's so fun.
yes, it's a great
This
boutique
is the
place.
thread pack for Farmyard Friends. Look at all these colors. I am so excited. Like when we stopped to kit up Quilted Farm Girl in Dying to Stitch, I just pulled a lot of DMCs because I wasn't super excited at the time to be working with the Classic Colorworks. I, for whatever reason, had in my head that you have to do 1X at a time, always.
Right.
And that's just not true.
No,
Because-
especially with Classic Colorworks, sometimes their thread is not particularly variegated.
Right.
It's mostly a solid over-dyed color, but it's a different shade than you can get in the comparable DMC. If you put the DMC side by side with what they recommend, the Classic Colorworks is a little brighter or
It's
a
close,
little, you know,
But it's
got
not quite the same.
right.
And so I've discovered through the process of doing my one strand folded over loop start. So I'm doing just Danish style, crossing my X's one direction and then coming back to finish them. You can still see the variegation.
Right.
Like, it's magic. I don't know how it works.
Right. Well, especially if you're not doing exceptionally long runs. Like even I'm a 1X at a time kind of person, but if I'm doing like her braid coming down that's just 3 in a row,
wide, yeah.
I just do that Danish because there's no reason, like I'm not going to have enough change in the color of the thread over 3 stitches, but I might over the course of
That entire braid.
20 coming down. Exactly. So
I'm absolutely going to be working with the fancy flosses for Farmyard Friends, which as soon as I'm done with my Quilted Farm Kid, I'm moving on because I'm excited. It's
Yeah.
a cute,
Well,
cute
and that
pattern.
stitch along starts in April.
Yeah.
Fat Quarter Shop has both of those set up to be year-long stitch alongs. So you're not behind if you want to jump in on Quilted Farm Girl. If you want to do it the way I'm doing it and just do pieces here and there, you know, like I'm going to do a bee and turn that into a scissor fob. I'm going to do a, you know, like I just think there's so many cute things. I love the quilt stars in the background. I mean, do one of those quilt stars as a pendant.
Or, oh, it'd be really pretty to do one of those stars as like a round finish to go on top of a box or something.
Yeah, absolutely. On a box lid like this.
Yes, that
so
would be
this
so
is one of those
gorgeous.
bento boxes that you can order on Amazon, and you absolutely could do a round finish on top of that.
And it
Yeah.
would be so pretty.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that was my Quilted Farm Girl / Kid.
Well, so today's the 24th. And so
I've drawn little Christmas trees.
I
around the
have
24th
Christmas
and the 25th.
stickers. Yes. Look, I've got my little, look at the Christmas bell right there. So, so we're supposed to be working on Christmas. And last year in February, I did indeed work on a little bit of Christmas. I did not accomplish much. I have got a new tradition started. I've got a local friend who's coming over and stitching with me one day a week. And so she came over on the 24th or 25th of February, and I worked on my angel. This is Gather Round the Manger by Kathy Haberman, Hands-On Design. I have made very little progress, but I did at least turn my angel blob into an actual angel holding a trumpet.
Honest to goodness angel.
And with a friend over, like I stitched her head 3 times. You know, like I put something on and went, oh, that's not right. Took it out. Put something in, took it out. So, I mean, that's a lot of stitching I accomplished just to get that one little angel in there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, Gather Around the Manger. It's a very pretty chart.
Holding conversation while stitching is a very special skill.
It really is.
And so if you choose to stitch with a friend, I recommend doing your homework and having something you could just fill and not have to think about really.
Right.
Because that way you can focus on them, give your attention to them fully, and not have to interrupt yourself to count every few seconds.
Yeah.
Because
Even when Mallory and
it's hard.
I sit in the same room and stitch together, we're both usually exhausted. And so we don't even talk.
We're just occupying the same space because we love each other.
That's right. And we just work on our thing and we're in our own head. Yeah.
I have been working on my Satsuma Street Noel sampler. Here's my beautiful palette of all of its gorgeous colors. And I am so close.
She's going to finish it this month.
I will. I haven't picked it up yet today, but I have gotten all but the stocking that goes into this bottommost corner, and I still have no L. So I'm going to finish my L this week as well. I am so happy with how it's turned out.
Isn't it gorgeous?
It's lovely, and it's just so satisfying. With
I
its
ordered this
geometry.
for Mallory from Rachel at Treehouse Fiber Arts for Christmas. She does a great job of having kits for a lot of the Satsuma Street patterns, and this was a fully kitted project that I ordered for Mallory. It did not have the fabric. It only had the floss and chart. Yeah. But that was a really nice thing, not to have to go collect all those DMCs.
No kidding.
And
just to be able to put them. And I've really been enjoying doing my colors this way recently. My husband is actually the one that started doing this, and I was like, that's not a bad idea. And so he and I have basically just been splitting the packs because they come with like 4 in a pack. It's got a little magnet in the corner so you can sit your needle down if you want to. But I like being able to write the number and symbol so that I have an easy to grab symbol guide and I know exactly what color I need.
yeah.
Because this is a lot of different colors.
Yes.
So being able to quickly tell what I need to grab is awesome.
It's so beautiful,
It's
though.
so pretty.
Yeah, the second Christmas project that I worked on last month, and again, we were so busy and I barely had time to stitch, but I pulled out my, oh, there go the floss all tangled up in it.
Oh, no.
Okay, so I have my Christmas floss drops from Fat Quarter Shop that I'm using, and I still have a needle
this
in
is the
there.
bell pull.
This is my bell pull, so it's tremendously long. And I literally stitched these 3 trees. That is what I stitched last month. And it's still sitting here because I thought, well, maybe I'll pick it up again. And I didn't even take the hoop off of it. So this tells you this is the kind, but I am going to work on it today.
Oh, there you go.
So this is my next. This is by Heartstring Samplery. And
That twist is amazing.
And I saw someone post her finish of that this week. And I was so excited for her, and all I could think was, and she said, in the most off-seasonal finish ever, here is my Christmas bell pull. And I was like, no, that's spectacular. Good for you.
Yes.
So excited.
And you'll have it done so that when Christmas rolls around this
That's right.
year and new things are released, you'll be able to not feel guilty about buying a new thing because you finished something.
That's right.
I love that.
And what's funny is I've actually worked on Christmas an extra day this month. So I feel like I worked on those 3 trees not on the 24th or 25th of February. I did them on the square root of Christmas.
Oh, that's right.
So on March 5th, that's the square root of Christmas. And here's the math. If you're not a math person, just bear with me. Okay. 35 times 35 is 1,225.
Or 12.25. Split it into month and day.
35 squared is 1225. 1225 we often think of as Christmas. Take the square root of Christmas, 1225, and you get 3/5, March 5th. There's the nerd in me. Math lesson for the day. 35 squared is 1225. You're welcome. Now you have that in your head. But so when I taught math all those years, I did a math week that started on the square root of Christmas, where I would bring in Christmas cookies, play Christmas carols in the classroom, do Christmas math activities,
all of the things,
and start math week. And it runs through the most famous of all the math holidays,
Pi Day.
Pi Day. Everybody should celebrate Pi Day. So on Pi Day, I started this.
Wait. Pi Day being the number pi.
I know, but
3.14159, etc. But 3.14, so we celebrate on the 14th of the 3rd month, March 14th. Okay.
yeah.
Go.
And I'm sorry for your loss if you did not already celebrate Pi Day in your house.
Well, not
I mean,
everyone
square root of
celebrates.
Christmas is weird, but Pi Day.
Okay, but it's like assuming people celebrate Christmas. They could be Jewish, you don't know.
Oh, that's true. Don't be anti-math. That's not okay. All right, so here I am. In this additional beautiful vintage folder from my dear friend Julie, which now has its own set of matching kohanas in the pink color, I started Molly Stone. And Molly Stone, 1918, also in the red box samplers this time. The set was called All Creatures Great and Small, Volume 2. But Molly Stone was a girls' school headmaster. She never had children of her own, but she was a lifelong educator and had a degree in mathematics. And when you read her story, she's just fabulous. And this is the sampler that she did when she was a little girl. And so I started Molly Stone on Pi Day because
She's a mathematician.
And I'm stitching it. I ordered the 100.3 silk for it. And look how beautiful this is going to be. Oh my gosh.
I love it so much.
It's
okay,
so
what is this fabric
tiny.
called? Because
Okay.
it is gorgeous.
This is Inca by Fox and Rabbit.
It's the Fox and Rabbit show.
Inca is my favorite Fox and Rabbit color. It's what I have Agnes Carnes on as well. But
It's just, I don't know how well it picks up on camera, but
I
it's
know.
got this gorgeous, like, yellow to purple modeling.
isn't it spectacular? We'll try and catch a picture, but you've got to just trust me in person.
It's
There is
amazing.
nothing better than Inca for Molly Stone.
Yes.
I don't even remember what was called for, but it is absolutely.
But they were wrong, and it should have been Inca.
That's right. And this is 40 count with the 100.3 silks on there. And I was just going to do the border, but that beautiful little repetitive border was so fun to do. And then I was like, well, maybe I'll just do the cats because they're in that orchid purple. And oh, but look at the little ducks. They're pink ducks. And
So it's one of those that's so much fun you don't want to put it down.
exactly. So Molly Stone, and I only worked on her for 2 days, but I got all that
That's
done.
a lot for
I
2
know,
days.
exactly.
Good
She's
grief.
just so beautiful, and so I'm really looking forward. I'm going to stretch this one out because I love it so much. And look how pretty the folder
So
is,
pretty.
right? And then I had one more start from my red box, and I think it's my last one to show, actually.
I still have one thing to show too.
Perfect. Okay. So my last favorite, and it's not
Not
really
least favorite,
It's not
last
really.
favorite.
This is the third one I have now started in this month. When you know I have an innumerable number of kits that I could be stitching, but this is Elizabeth Land. And I just love it so much. I just thought it was the prettiest colors. And what got me was I went to my own DMC stash and I had every color here.
Already just in our stash. That's
Just
great.
in the cabinet in there. And I went, well, then she's
will be
essentially free. So here are her DMCs. I loved all of those colors. I then had to do a floss toss on multiple linens. And I had a really difficult time figuring out what I was going to do it on. And Ginger Snap helped me.
Yes, she's
enormously. She
amazing
has
with
a
color.
great eye. So I had it spread out on multiple pieces. I probably should have shown you some of that. But she said, you need a greener undertone than that. And I'm like, okay, I've got some greens. Let me pull out some greens. Anyway, what finally happened was this DMC, let me see if I can figure out which one I've substituted. There's one, yeah, there we go. This DMC 3033 is the belly of the bird that's in the center of the chart. And it's too pale and I'll end up having to backstitch around it. So I'm substituting this color in cotton, Alpenglow it's called, that has just a slight cast of pink.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, just enough variegation that I think it's going to cause that bird's belly to be visible on the linen.
Yes, that's
And
good.
I went with 36 count Salt Ash by Cedar River Linens. So, and I just started in the corner and then I could not resist going ahead and getting that whole little parrot in place.
I love it.
And it's going to be beautiful. I'm very excited about this one. It's not a big one. Again, these are small samplers, but they just bring me a lot of joy to work on. So,
Gorgeous.
and I love that Ginger Snap was able to help me figure out exactly which linen I needed to use for this one.
She's
And
so good at that.
both of the grandchildren have a great eye for art. Gumdrop is really in her pen and ink phase. So most of her drawing is about crosshatch and shading with ink. But Ginger Snap is really got a great eye for color. So,
All right.
and that was all my whips, y'all.
This is my last whip.
fantastic.
In a bag by the amazing Lori Millsap. So this is one that I received as a birthday present last year that I started on 4 days after my birthday and then did not get very far because I had other things that captured my attention at the same time. But this is a pattern called Irish Blessing Sampler by Holly Freeman, also known as Stitchy Pros. Here's what the finished design is going to look like. I love that they included a colored version of this because for me, that chart's just a little hard to read. But it was exactly what I needed so that whenever I'm stuck, I can flip it over and go, oh, this is the yellow. Oh, this is the, you know.
Right.
And it's more straightforward. I do have a needle here asking for trouble. We're just going to do that.
Okay.
Anyway, so I picked it up because St. Patrick's Day came and went, and I thought I cannot go through St. Patrick's Day without stitching a shamrock or two.
Right.
So I got my shamrock slayed into the corner here. This beautiful knot work was difficult. I'm going to say difficult.
The Celtic knot? Yeah,
Celtic
I'm
knot
sure.
here.
Just to count, make
Because-
sure you skip the right spot.
Right, and
yeah.
because on the color key, on the black and white chart that actually has the symbols, the color, the weight of each of those symbols is approximately the same. Like there's, I like when one is slightly darker overall than the other one, or the line is just thicker, so it's easier to see where the difference is between the symbols. They're two very different symbols. One's a carrot and one's a circle. I should be able to tell the difference, but it was just challenging.
Right. It does, your eye does blur it into a blob.
It's all the same blob. But I was really pleased that I was able to get that laid in. And then these beautiful flowers that are almost clovers up top. I love them too.
do too.
I didn't get as far as I wanted, but I did get a lot done and on actual St. Patrick's Day.
Right.
Which I feel like is an important day to pull
And
out.
what color is this fabric?
Oh, yes, this is Fiber on a Whim hand-dyed parchment.
Okay, so see, parchment, and it's very green. It's got a golden green tone, but it's really green. So it's going to look really great. With
I've
all
also
those.
got far too much fabric for this project.
Sure.
But I have several other projects that are also St. Patrick-y that are in the same bag. Like this one from Primrose Cottage was one of her freebies. And I just thought it was adorable and beautiful.
I don't think that's a freebie. I think I bought that one.
Well, then that's all the better. It is a Quaker style.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I bought that one.
Well, thank you.
And
this one's freebie, but
and that one's a freebie.
But I don't want to just show the chart for that.
Right.
But she has another one that is a freebie that just says Lucky, and it's got two sheep, one wearing a St. Patrick's Day hat, and one of them nestled in the Y of the word Lucky.
Yeah.
So very cute. I even bought this year that I have not even touched. But this is one that came from
Oh, Holiday Hoopla from With That Needle and Thread.
yes, we bought it at the Salty Yarn in Maryland. So
Yeah.
that was a fun one.
That's
Again,
great.
this is one that just jumped off the shelf and I had to get because
Sure.
sheep.
Yeah. And Mallory loves doing hoop finishes. So that, that's a good size for her to stitch because then she knows she can do a hoop.
Exactly.
Yep.
So all my St. Patrick's Day related shenanigans go into the same bag. Great. And it's going to get done eventually. It's just 18 count and I'm doing a single strand. And that's not my favorite style of stitching.
Right.
I really like being able to do bigger stitches with a loop start.
Okay.
But I'm obviously getting it there, so it's doing great. Okay. That's all my whips.
Awesome. Well, I have a little bit of haul I wanted to show. It's funny how haul happens, right? I mean, we don't live near a local needlework store. And so I have some things that come routinely, like my fabrics of the month. And I have not shown my color and cotton, but several people have. And so you may have seen these before. I feel like I got Palomino in January and then chiffon in February, and then in March we got wood smoke. So they're all wonderful. I'm in the soft neutrals club. I actually get both 40 and 36 every month because I love color and cotton and I use it quite a bit in my stitching. And then this month I saw that Sue at LFA Linens was going to be dyeing, and so I hopped onto Treehouse Fiber Arts and ordered a half yard of 36 count low tide and a half yard of 36 count millstone, both of which I really love. Millstone is what is my Maria Wales Newsom, for example. So I use these quite a bit, and I needed to put it back in my stash, and I went ahead and got the half yard because when Sue dies, that's usually the way they sell that. And then I got
It sounds so dramatic.
I know.
Sue was dying, so
Yes.
I had to jump on.
Yes. So,
Sue is
and
fine.
then, that's right. Sue is Legacy Fiber Arts yarns. Primarily, she dyes yarn, but
Also fabric.
also linen occasionally. So when she is dyeing linen, we get it. So then this is my February fabric of the month from Swan Bay. It does not have a name yet. I received mine well after the deadline to perhaps recommend a name for this. Because
So has the name been announced?
I haven't seen a name
Okay.
yet, but they were accepting naming conventions through. I think they wanted to name it after something from Jane Austen, and I am one of those rare readers that doesn't like Jane Austen.
We're gonna lose followers.
I know we'll lose followers over that one, won't we? Sorry,
It's okay. I like Jane Austen.
Right. I'm a romance reader, and I just anyway. So then this was a weird thing. This was a very weird thing that I bought this month. You guys know how much I love Beth Twist at Heartstring Samplery, and she posted that she had this bonfires and illuminations kit that was for sale, and that I could get the kit, which would mean I got the spool. And well, I'll show you what came in the kit, because this is the kind of kit you get from Beth. Like, it's so nicely packaged. And I got the spool, and I got the trims that I needed, and the little button that is like a vintage. It's very cool. It's got the Liberty Bell on it.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's really neat. Okay, so the point of that spool is to do this very cool red, white, and blue wrap. What I have to source is the banding. And it takes a 3-yard piece of banding, because the quote that you're stitching on this is redonkulous.
Capiche? It's redonkulous.
I mean, remember, this is Beth Twist of the 36-inch bell pull, right?
Right.
She likes these kind of, and I think they're epic and cool. So this piece is designed to stitch this incredibly long. Like, I imagine working on this as my travel in the car piece for years. Like, I think this would be like a 10-year project for me. And it'd be fun, right?
But you kind of need a group of friends to go in with you so that you can all cut the little narrow strip from a full 3-yard length.
No, you're misunderstanding.
Oh, okay.
This fabric comes 2.7 inches wide.
Oh, okay.
I need 3 yards of 2.7-inch wide banding. And it's a banding that is produced by Witchelt. Like, it's there. It's a 27 count Linda fabric. And so then the quote is a John Adams quote. Now, Adams, unlike the other person I just named, I love Adams, and I love Abigail Adams. They're like, their love story and their relationship is one of my favorite stories in American history. I'm just going to read the quote. The second day of July, 1776, which we all know was moved to the 4th day of July, will be the most memorable epoch in the history of America. I am apt to believe that it will be celebrated by succeeding generations as the great anniversary festival. It ought to be commemorated as the day of deliverance by solemn acts of devotion to God Almighty. It ought to be solemnized with pomp and parade, with shows, games, sports, guns, bells, bonfires, and illuminations from one end of this continent to the other, from this time forward forevermore. And, okay, that's going to make me cry. I started to say in a normal America, that is what the 4th of July would be like. So, anyway, while we're having a hard time celebrating anything about America right now, I will say that Bonfires and Illuminations is a chart that I thought would be amazing to do. And if and when I can ever source the banding, I will get started on this. And it just calls for a red, a white, and a blue. And you need lots of skeins of each because it's very, very long.
Because it keeps going
and it's the greatest anniversary. And I could edit it down to a shorter version, you know, and just cut it from and bind off the edge of some regular linen, and I'll think about that, but to do it upright, that's what I would need. So that was a strange thing in my haul that I've not seen anybody else out themselves that they bought it.
But what a cool project.
Yeah.
Like, that's a very interesting quote that she chose.
And I love America. I love the ideals of America. I don't love everything that's going on right now. I don't.
I separate myself from the reality of this world with stabbing fabric repeatedly.
I agree. So back to happy news. So because I like to pretend things are, I watch old FlossTube routinely, and I was watching a very old episode of Brenda and Laura, as I am wont to do. I just put on a playlist of like 10 episodes in a row, and Laura, I actually think this was on one of the recent episodes, said that she had been looking in her stash for Lucy Snooshall and couldn't find Lucy, so she couldn't show it to us, but said, but look her up, and in the meantime, I'll show you this other one. And I don't even remember what the other one was she showed, because I went and looked for Lucy like she told me to, and it is fabulous. It is so beautiful. And so I ordered Lucy Snooshall. I think I ended up getting it from Country Sampler, but I just Googled and found a shop that had her in hand. And the poem on Lucy Snooshall says, a little health, a little wealth, a little house and freedom, and at the end, a little friend, a little cause to need him. And I just loved that so much. And so I'm going to be kitting and starting Lucy Snooshall very soon. It just made me really happy. And then my one last piece of haul was just an amazing lucky thing that I got one of Christy Crosshatch Quilt's chicken bags, and my Farmyard friends are going to go in this bag.
Oh yes, that will be fantastic.
So we have the one I made, and now I have the one Christy made, and those will hold my Farmyards.
And here's a pattern that Mom gave me that would also look really good in that bag, but Cluck Cluck Farm. And how cute is this little chicken with her little chicks?
It's funny, I order things like this, again, sort of hide my own Easter eggs, right? I hid my own Christmas presents. I ordered this when I was ordering a Christmas chart because I thought, that looks like Mallory, I'll just get that one too. And then I forgot to give it to her until yesterday.
Yes, but look at the little pillow finish. Like, that's just such a classic, adorable little pillow. And as a chicken mom, I need it.
Yes, it would be great. It would be so great.
My last bit of haul is not actually cross-stitch related, but my Christmas present finally came in.
Oh, yes, show it. Show it.
I don't have it with me, but I
Okay.
will put a picture here of the beautiful yarn bowl that
Yes.
my husband commissioned for me for Christmas.
It's gorgeous.
And we got it back from the potter this month. And
It's so great.
pretty.
Yes.
And it's been so nice because I like to handball my yarns when I'm making small things like doll sweaters. And it's prompted me to make 2 doll sweaters this month.
Oh, that's great.
Because it's just so much fun to have my pretty bowl
Sure.
and my yarn coming out. Oh, it's so good. Anyway,
That's great.
It's been so fun. And it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous piece of pottery.
So in the mail yesterday, I received this wonderful bundle of fat quarter pieces of the new berry and sage line from Lori Holt, including the half-yard pieces of berry and sage of the backgrounds. And I'm stitching along with Fat Quarter Shop in April. Oh, and I even got this great vintage trim that comes on a wooden spool. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes.
So I'm stitching along with Fat Quarter Shop. We're going to be stitching the Simply Sweet quilt by Lori Holt. And actually what I'm planning to stitch is the Simply Sweet table runner. So it's 6 of the flowers. I actually may make mine only 5 long because my table is just not this long. If I make it 6, it's going to be 73 inches long, and that just seems a little long. I think I'll want it to only be 60 inches long for my table. But it's just super sweet, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. If you would like to sew along, the Simply Sweet PDF is available at Fat Quarter Shop, or you can order the paper chart. The pattern comes with the full quilt and then a 3-block pillow sham is the pattern that's in there. And so then essentially the table runner just doubles the pillow sham into a long runner. So I'm going to be starting that, stitching that in April with Fat Quarter Shop. You can download the pattern there. and join right in. The berry and sage fabric from Riley Blake is now at Fat Quarter Shop. I saw them very excited that it had been delivered.
It's so gorgeous.
It's so pretty. And then I also got, I forgot about this one. I should have shown this already too. My new punch needle and primitive stitcher magazine came. And if you don't subscribe to this, you need to. It has got so many wonderful charts. Look at this Crochet a Go-Go. So there's a little bird in a nest. There's a lot of punch needle, which I still haven't brought myself to do. But I had already looked at this magazine from one end to the other, pretty detailed, online, and I had fallen in love with this Mandy Degana strawberry sewing set. So it's got a sewing roll and then a needle book and then a scissor fob, and it's just super cute.
It's adorable.
And I had actually printed it because I thought I would go ahead and start stitching it, and then I was like, I ran out of time. But I just didn't get to it. But it's just chock full of patterns that are, 50% cross stitch, 50% punch needle, but just like this one I thought was just wonderful.
Home is where the heart is.
And it's a twin peak. I have a similar chart that I'm working on already by, I don't remember who the designer is of that other one that I'm doing, but anyway, they would look really great together. So anyway, if you don't get this, you need to subscribe because it's wonderful. And then this is my last thing. So I bought this book because my birthday is July 1st. I will be 60. So Sisters Oregon has this annual quilt show that's on the second Saturday in July and has been going on as long as I've been quilting. And the pictures every year are just phenomenal. I'm just gonna randomly open up. Oh yeah, look, this is just like ads for the previous years of Sisters Quilt Show. And when my husband asked what I wanted to do for my 60th birthday, I said, I want to go to Sisters. So our plan, this is a wonderful collection by Jean Wells that, if you don't have to buy the book, but if you get the book, you will not be disappointed. There's so many quilts to look at. And then Sisters is an outdoor quilt show where they hang quilts on lines. They put them on the fronts of buildings. You walk all over the town looking at quilts. It is just spectacular. So my plan is to be in Oregon at Sisters on the second Saturday in July this year. And at some point, I will leave Eastern North Carolina and I will make my way that way. We haven't decided yet on our route. We haven't decided when we're leaving. We may travel the entire month of June to get there. So if you live between Eastern North Carolina and Sisters, Oregon, and you would like to meet and have lunch one day in the month of June, just send me an email at stitchingonislandtime@gmail.com and let's talk about where you are en route. I love my Southern sisters, but it's June and I'm going to go north. So
That's smart.
I will not be driving the Southern route unless I have to. Y'all know I'm from Mississippi. So there's a possibility that I'll end up going through there. Maybe I'll come back through there. But either way, we're hoping that we'll go a more northerly route.
Man, it would be so cool if we had people across the country that were like, yes, I live here, come and see me. And you just got to stop and sit with somebody who's seen our videos and we never would have met otherwise.
Meet at a coffee shop
so cool.
or at your local needlework store. That would be super fun.
That would be super fun.
Obviously, I know how to handle some haul. So,
and if everybody is too busy with their own summer plans, you could just plan your route needle store to needle store.
oh, I'm definitely going to be doing some of that. Dennis already knows. He said to me over breakfast this morning, we need to sit down and figure out where. I said, you are right about that. So that is all from me.
Excellent. Well, I, plans-wise, have really just got two things on my brain. One is getting through Stitch East.
Yes.
Without
that's
having
Saturday.
a mental breakdown, because I feel like there's so many things that's being juggled to get us there. after Stitch East, I really want to start my next Animal Cracker by Stacy Nash.
Oh, which one are you planning to do next?
I will pull it out and show you because I've even pulled the floss already.
Oh.
This is Sugar.
Yes.
And I love Sugar. Look at that sweater. Are you kidding me? So one of the things that I saw when I saw this pattern was, oh my gosh, I need her and I need to match her. So I will be making a life-size sweater for me with the same Nordic deer pattern on it so that Sugar and I can be twinning. But I went ahead and got the pattern printed and pulled my colors because I am so excited to stitch Sugar.
That's
So
great.
it's a bit of a change from the original colors that were listed in the pattern, simply because these were some fancy flosses that I already had from previous stuff. And I was like, you know what? That will look so good and that will look so good. And I much prefer these two greens for the greens of the sweater because that golden green is a little muddy. And I like the deeper green, the more forest green.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited.
That's going to be great.
And clearly this is a Christmas release, but I'm going to stitch it whenever I want to because I'm the boss of me.
One thing you'll notice that was not in my haul today were any of the market releases.
They haven't come yet.
They haven't come yet. I ordered all of the market things that I wanted to buy from Attic Needleworks this time because they've stood up a new online ordering system through their new website.
Yay!
And I wanted to give that a good old college try. Yes. So I pre-ordered everything.
And that's brand new for the Attic.
That's brand new. And so it's still not here. Clearly, nothing I order is something I have to have in my hands in 3 days.
Right.
We're spoiled rotten in America that we think we can order something and get it in 3 days or, instantly. Amazon has it here. In fact, I ordered something for Dennis yesterday and said the Amazonians say they'll have it here tomorrow. He's like, thank goodness. That's what he needed.
Oh my gosh.
So, yes. Yeah, it's crazy. So...
Oh,
Anyway.
And then as far as Sal's, I'm just going to keep working on my Quilted Farm Girl, who is actually a Quilted Farm Kid. And I'm planning on starting the Farmyard Friends in April.
Yeah, so that'll be doubles that we have that. But again, my plan, Mallory's going to stitch them as charted because she loves them. And that's, with her adaptations. And I'm going to break them all up into little pieces because...
Which I think is so fun.
Yeah.
Like, that's just...
I'm even thinking about, that Farmyard Friends is stackable. So I think I may put magnets or when I finish them, I'll have them so they go on a dowel or something.
that would be
so
so
that they
cute.
can stack up like
That
they're
would be
in the
so
yard.
cute.
Anyway, I don't know yet. I'll see.
Although so much stitching, would it be too precious to give to a small child to play with?
No, not me. I mean, especially when I stitch like something like this. I mean, you just handle it. This isn't intended to live forever, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
fine.
if we use the things we love, then we just make more things that we love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, y'all, I thought this was going to be a short video.
Ha.
Shows you what I know. Thank you so much for tuning in today. We appreciate you. I have some giveaways. So you've hung in for the very end. We need to announce who won our prizes. All right. So if you stayed for our bloopers last time, you saw that we could not figure out if we even had a giveaway.
Right.
Because they were PDFs and I forgot that we said we were going to do that. So congratulations of the people who said heartstring last time. The random comment generator picked Stitchy Witchy Bee to get a $25 heartstring gift card. So if you'll send me an email at stitchingonislandtime@gmail.com,
Congratulations.
you will get your heartstring money to spend. And then for the Farmyard giveaway, because we were both doing Farm Girl, a Fat Quarter Shop gift card of $25 will go to Sue Met 1740. SUEMETT 1740. And then in our last video, I said I would give away this cabochon that I had made. I haven't made any more of these, but now that I'm holding this in my hand, I'm thinking, oh, my Smalls Exchange person probably needs a cabochon. So I'm gonna whip one up for her. So
So there will be 4 gifts in your small exchange gift?
Possibly.
Oh, honey.
That might be all. We'll see. Anyway, Jenni Sews. JandiSews. Jenni Sews, you are the winner of the rabbit cabochon. Look how cute it is. It just swings, swings, swings.
So in your email, we will also need a physical address since this is a physical object that will have to go through the mail to reach you.
Yes. So otherwise, send me an email and let me know that you were the winner, and I will figure out how to get you some money. The fat quarter shop one's going to be easy. I haven't figured out, I haven't talked to Beth yet to see how. It may be that you have to just pick something and let me buy it and send it to you.
Sure.
We'll see. We'll see how that works, but we'll figure it out.
Beth is so smart.
Yes.
She'll figure something.
And for this video, let's do a new giveaway.
Ooh.
All right. So we've now got over 1,000 followers. Everybody seems to be doing Q&As.
Oh.
So I would like for you to comment below and ask us a question that we haven't grossly, transparently shared with you already. Like,
we're textbook oversharers, but whatever you want to know.
right. So send us a message, ask a question. You can ask it in the comments here. When you ask your question, you'll be entered to win a $25 Fat Quarter Shop gift card.
Nice.
Okay? And then we'll compile all the questions, and then I'll try and figure out if we can do a Q&A, maybe in between our regular floss tubes, because Lord knows they're long enough as they are.
That is so fair.
And we'll
Very
see you guys in April. Oh my goodness.
And there will be lots of updates regarding Stitch East by then.
That's right. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful end of your March. I hope it goes out like a lamb. Like a lamb, I say. Mm-hmm. And we love you guys. And see you in April. Bye. Okay. Whew. That was still way too long. You're going to have to just edit.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah, you can do it.
I'm so glad you have faith in me.
Chop, 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 chop.
Chop, 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 chop.
That's right.
And let's see if we can extricate you from in here.
I know.
There you go.
Pinned.
You're free.
Thank you.
Go forth and be free.
Okay.
An hour, 39 minutes.
Yeah, you can get that down to an hour and a half.
Okay, it's a hot mess.
Stuff that I don't know what to do with. Like, anyway, I got to get an organizing system for the rest of that stuff. So I'll figure that out. But isn't there always just stuff like that laying around? Lots of stuff.
Can we pause for just a moment?
Sure.
My watch just popped up and said, would you like to turn the camera on? So I
Oh,
hope
no.
that we are actually recording.
Well, if not, we haven't done very much.
Yeah, we're at 16 minutes. It's recording.
Okay.
Don't scare me like that, you stupid thing.
Oh, that's so strange.
That's so mean.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I scare myself frequently enough. I don't need
Right.
my technology scaring
Right.
me on top of it.
Okay.
Jeez. Cut me some slack here. Okay, but it is still recording.
Okay.
We're good.
Well, good. Well, then, that's right.
Okay. Whoop. Come on, Nee. You gotta fit under the table.
There you go.
Turns out
Pretend like you love
I have two knees.
me.
They have to both go under the table. It's
Imagine
ridiculous.
that. That's great.
Okay.
You gonna intro?
I can intro.
I'm already getting that little, you know,
Tickle. Oh,
the,
do you
the,
need water? Coffee?
no, it's the floss tube tickle, right? Holly always sneezes. And I get this like little thing in the back of my throat.
Yes.
Okay.
I, in part, think that it's the bright lights because you
Maybe.
know how you're...
You sneeze in the light? Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
so.
That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
But we're also just outside.
Yes. There you go. Do you want to do the intro this time?
I can.
Okay. Yes. And that was fun. You know, we do the community shelter meal, and we do... That's okay. I laid your phone and everything on the table in the dining room, so it's all out there. And it's okay if you want to come around and look into the camera and say hello.
Because this is a look.
Because this is definitely a look. This is different from the way...
Hi, everybody. This is my dad, Dennis Millsap. Special guest star here on episode 19.
On this episode of Cross Stitch and Logging, watch how Dennis threads the needle with the trees filling.
Exactly.
Amazing.
Okay.
That little bit of improv, by the way, is where I get it from.
Yes, that's exactly where you get it from.